This is Cactus Jim speaking. This is the true story of the origin of Donald Duck. See, my grandfather knew him personally. Not Donald Duck, but Walt Disney. And attended the Benton Grammar School in Kansas City after the Disney family moved there from Chicago. My grandfather was 12 at the time. Walter was 10. They became good friends and they stayed in touch till my grandfather's death, 1961. It was my grandfather who stimulated Walter's interest in duck cartoon characters after viewing my grandfather's sketches of a pet duck his uncle had on a nearby farm. The uncle's duck was named Donald, and he also gave it a middle name, Dihedrazon. The name was the name of the uncle's high school girlfriend, who he often slept with at her home in Petey Valley, Kentucky. And so these sketches were sent. Well, actually, at first the uncle sent photographs, which were then in black and white, no color. He sent them to my grandfather, who sketched them in colors and made them look something like a duck, though they had a kind of comic look, more or less in the style of Rawlinson, George Rawlinson, the 19th century caricaturist. When my grandfather sent these sketches to his friend Walt, who by then had moved to California in about 1923, and had been doing some cartoon work at the time, but when Walt Disney received the sketches, he thought them amusing, but put them in a drawer. Later he took them out, thought about them, played around with them on a pencil and made some minor changes, and the rest is history. My grandfather taught me this little song, kind of like a poem. Where are you heading, Mr. Donald D. Duck? I'm going to visit Hollywood, California with any luck. And just what do you plan to do there in Hollywood? Why, start my career in the movies, of course, like my mother said I would.